Okay, so the next pattern is about travel. So the candidate's going to be talking about a memorable journey that they have made. Where were you going? How were you traveling? Why were you making the journey? And what made the journey so memorable? So it's a bit of a challenging topic, especially because of COVID. No one's traveling anywhere. So in this kind of situation, I always advise my students to kind of like, you don't necessarily lie, but kind of make something up. So just think of a trip that you've made recently and invent something that happened. So if I was going to say that, recently I made a trip to go to the beach in Gyeongyang. And so I might say what made this so memorable was this was my first time to go to a beach in Korea. And I went with a new friend of mine. So it was a really special time for me. Okay, so you can kind of invent, sort of talk about something true. Yeah, I did go to the beach, and then just make up a reason why it was important. So let's see what this candidate has done.
I have one journey that I think the most memorable journey in my life is trip to Southeast Asia. The countries were like Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, and Thailand. The reason why I think it is the most memorable journey is because I traveled there only by bicycle. Literally just bicycle. Like that bicycle was the only transportation that I used there. Well, my plan was start from Hanoi, Vietnam, and go all the way through those countries and come back to Hanoi again. It was such a long journey. It took like 5 months for me to come back to Hanoi again. And yeah, like the reason why I tried this such journey was because I've been to many trips in my life before, but every time when I went to the trip, I was thinking I was only just scratching the surface. Like I didn't really get to see the true side of those places. I only just go to the like only touristic places and just only go to the famous place, such as like only the touristic places. So I wanted to experience their life, like the life in their country. So I thought that walking is too slow, and all those like auto vehicles are so fast. So I chose the bicycle. Yeah. That's it. Thanks.
Okay, so a very interesting discussion, a very interesting journey this candidate's talking about. So in terms of fluency, I thought fluency was great. I liked how they used lots of natural features. He used like a lot when he was talking as like one of those filler words. And like you only go to the tourist places. I thought that was very natural. Very sort of few hesitations. And so I thought fluency was very good. Also lots of pronunciation features. And intonation, which I'll put in the pronunciation section. So listen back and listen to the way he talked about how he used a bicycle all the way. Okay, and you can hear him emphasize the word all to show like how big it was. And then also long journey. It was a long journey. Okay, so he used his voice to show emphasis there by sort of stressing the word. So I thought his pronunciation was very good. No problems me understanding what he was saying, and some nice use of pronunciation features, which is going to boost his mark up a lot. In terms of vocabulary, I thought vocabulary was nice. He used a really nice phrase where he said, usually when I travel, I'm only scratching the surface, which is a very nice sort of natural native speaker phrase to use, and something I would use talking to my friends. So that is going to get a lot of points and a lot of credit for using that kind of language. The only thing that let him down was he got kind of stuck a little bit in the middle, and he kept repeating the word place. He said the word place 4 times. Place, tourist places, tourist places, place. So that was a little bit repetitive in the middle. So that would sort of let him down a little bit, which is a shame. But his grammar was very good. I like the way he sort of talked about he went there only by bicycle. Which was like a nice phrase to use. I like the way he used the word literally. Literally only by bicycle, I thought was also literally is a very nice natural native speaker phrase to be using. Okay, so overall, a very strong answer. Let's see what they did for the second part. So the second part of the question, do young people generally prefer to spend holidays with their family or with their friends? And can you explain how people benefit from having a holiday from work or study? Okay, so explaining how, you got to show some cause and effect. You've got to link everything together. So let's see what this candidate did.
I do think the young people definitely more prefer to spend their holidays with their friends, because I myself also think in that way. And maybe there are many reasons about this, but I personally think that if I go with the family, I might feel a little uncomfortable because like all parents always like tell me what to do or what I should not do, and sometimes there are many arguments like between parents and kids, like with some stupid reasons. Yeah, that's why going with friends is more comfortable and there are a lot more things to talk with. Yeah, that's why I think going with friends is much more common among the young people. And how people benefit from having a holiday from work, if I get it correctly, I think they usually just go to the trip and get the benefit from there. Yeah, I think just getting away from the work and the study itself is already a benefit for us, like our employees. So yeah, just no matter what they do in their holidays, just not working and not studying is already a big benefit. So even if you just stay at home for the whole day, I think it's still a benefit, a great benefit too, just by not working and studying. Yeah.
Okay, so again, I thought his answer to the first question was a lot stronger than his answer to the second question, which was a real shame because I think he didn't really understand what the second question was asking him to talk about, which is just, it would be to explain something like, well, I think when students work a lot during the academic term, they can become very stressed. It takes a toll on their mental health. It can make them sort of unhealthy and unhappy. And sort of by taking a break, it allows your body to refresh, your mind to refresh. It helps you take that kind of long break that you need in order to let your mind and body recover. It can also give you some fresh perspective. You can get new experiences, meet and talk to new people, and that might make you better at studying or work when you get back. Okay, so they wanted him to say something like that. And I'm not quite sure he fully understood the question. He did use a very nice phrase where he talked about getting away from work, which is a phrase that we use to talk about going on holidays. So I really can't wait to get away from my job, or the best thing about being on holiday is getting away from my work emails or something like that. Okay. Again, fluency I thought was okay, not as good as the first one, just because in the second question there was a lot of pausing and hesitation for question 2. And he didn't really seem to really coherently answer what the question was asking him. Pronunciation was pretty good. So again, no real issues with the pronunciation. And then the only other thing to pull up is there was a phrase where he said, there's a lot more things to talk with the other students, but it should have been to talk with, you can talk with your friends, but to talk about with your friends. So he was missing out this word about. Okay, so that was one of his problems. But then looking overall, pronunciation was very good, lots of nice pronunciation features, so I would want to give a 6.5 for that. Vocabulary, again, I thought vocabulary was excellent, so I would want to give a 6 for that. Grammatical range and accuracy, accurate grammar. Was there really a range? I would say not quite enough of a range, probably 6.5 for that. And then fluency and coherence, he was let down a little bit by his final question. So I give a 6.0. I would say overall, this candidate would be coming out at a 6.5 for what he just showed me. The things to improve on would definitely, as always, be the range of grammar. So show me a little bit more variety, a bit more, a couple of different types of tenses. And then make sure that you're able to fully understand and answer each question. But I think he just got a little bit unlucky with this question too, where he wasn't quite sure what the question wanted.